Let's start with a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a CEO. What do they sound like? What do they look like? What is their background? Open your eyes. For most of us, that image is not neutral. It has been shaped by history, by exposure, by repetition. And here's the problem. When we don't challenge that image, we begin to confuse familiarity with competence. And slowly, quietly, we start filtering out exceptional talent. Not because they lack capability, but because they don't look like the standard. And that is what I call the standard trap. A system where professionalism is not measured by outcomes, but by proximity to a historical narrow definition of executive presence. Today, we're breaking that. We're redefining professionalism as outcome-based, not standard-based. In earlier conversations, we explored the idea of adaptation, the invisible effort people expend to fit into systems that were not designed for them. But today, I want to take it further. As a leader, you have the power to stop that cycle. And the way you do that is by prioritizing function over form. Let's make it practical. Does an accent reduce the quality of a brilliant analysis? Does a different communication style invalidate measurable results? Does tone matter? If the team is aligned, engaged, and delivering? If the answer is no, then what you're measuring is not performance. It is preference. And preference is where bias hides. So every time you prioritize form over function, you are protecting standards. You are reinforcing limitations. Now, here's where leadership becomes transformational. Because culture does not change through policy. It changes through modeling. People do not follow what you say. They follow what you normalize. So if you want to redefine professionalism, you must embody it. That means showing up, not as a performance, but as alignment with your natural rhythm, your authentic voice, your real thinking style. Because when you do that, you give others permission to stop performing and start producing. And this is the shift. You move the organization from a culture of comfort to a culture of competence, where people are no longer rewarded for how closely they resemble the norm, but for how efficiently they deliver results. So now let's bring this into your leadership practice. The next time you're evaluating someone, pause and ask yourself one question. Am I evaluating their work? Or am I evaluating their resemblance to me? Because if it is the latter, you're not using a metric. You're using a mirror. And mirrors do not build organizations. They replicate them. And if we continue to replicate the same image, we will continue to get the same limitations. So it is time to break the mold, to expand the definition, to create environments where excellence is not filtered through familiarity, but recognized in its full diversity. Because professionalism is not about how well you perform a role, it is about how effectively you deliver the results that matter. And we must not wait for leadership. We must become the leadership.